What is up, YouTube? CJ Extreme here with another commentary video, and this time I'm talking about attention deficit hyperactive disorder, which is something that I have, and I didn't really know I had it until this year actually, and I'm 19 now, so it's kind of crazy. It's not something that's fatal. I'm not gonna die or anything from this, but like I just thought it'd be interesting to talk about, and I kind of want to talk about it before. I don't know. I kind of made a big deal out of it, even though it's not really that much of a big deal, because a lot of people have this. I think, at least. So basically, what it is: a brain disorder marked by an ongoing pattern of intention or hyperactive impulsivity. Impulsivity. There you go. That interferes with function or development. So the symptoms are attention, getting easily distracted, or inattention, getting easily distracted, having poor concentration or organizational skills. So my room is almost like just death basically. A bunch of people just there was a war in here and a lot of people died. Nuclear fallout type stuff. Like my room is just a mess, all right? And I just always liked it this way. I mean, I'm not saying that I like a mess, but I just never really cared for it or whatever. And I get really distracted like all the time, which is kind of obvious. Like people who know me they could easily find an example of a time I got distracted where I shouldn't have been distracted. Even teachers kind of picked up on it. And some of them would like give me not necessarily give me an advantage over others by give me better grades. No, they didn't do that. But they will basically give me a little bit more time to turn in stuff because I can't focus. I can't do it. I can focus on a video game if I have a video playing in the background or music or someone talking to me or something else going on. I have to multitask to focus. And I'm not saying that's for everybody who has ADHD. That's just something that has worked for me. And it sounds stupid, but I mean, that's just how it's been. Like, if we're taking a test and it's a quiet room, I'm going to daydream. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. I'll focus for about a good, maybe 5, at max, maybe 10 minutes on the test, and then I'll just fucking lose it and not know where I am, what I'm doing, and daydream about something that either is completely irrelevant, like that could be crazy. And I'm sure a lot of people do this, but I don't know if anybody does it as often as I do, or as often as a person with ADHD does, unless they have, I guess, ADD. So first of all, let's look that up real quick. ADD, there we go. Let's see. What's the difference between ADHD and ADD? It's a common condition. Doesn't say. I guess it's just attention deficit disorder. So ADHD is with the hyperactiveness. So hyperactiveness, I guess if you play anything with me, at certain points I might react like in a way that doesn't really make sense with the context of what's going on. Like it may not be something that was that cool, but then for me it's like, oh shit, that was amazing. But then everyone else is just like, yeah, I mean that was kind of cool, but it wasn't that serious. A good example, I guess a real life example, would be whenever I went to the zoo. It was like my favorite place to go, and nothing was really happening. And like a lot of people would just be kind of quiet looking at the animals and shit, and like, oh wow, that was cool. Oh wow, look at the giraffe, look at its neck. And I was like, look at it go, it's fucking flying, dude. It's running around and shit. It's amazing. See those legs? Oh my god, insane. Like I overreact to everything. I would get scared a lot easier when I was a kid. Like if I got scared, it was like the worst. Like that's the last thing you would want me to be scared, because I would scream, I would lose my fucking mind, I'd run away. Like there was this thing on BET, Black Entertainment Television. I think that's what it stands for. Don't quote me. But anyways, on that channel there used to be this little intro for a show, or was it an outro? I think it was an outro. And it would be like something view on BET, and it would be a little song and a jingle, and it would go really slow, and I would just sit there and listen. And then as soon as they scream at the end, I would just bolt out of the room and be terrified. And my cousins and my older sister thought that was funny, and they kind of tormented me about that, and that's kind of messed up, but that's what they did. As I got older, though, I started to get less and less scared because I started to realize that people were taking advantage of that, and I guess, slowly adapted to it to where like I would get scared, but I would never show it really, you know. So I don't know. I got better about that, I guess. Um, in my videos, you may be like, well, you're not so hyperactive all the time in your videos. Like some of them are kind of just boring because you don't really, do anything. Like you just play the game and you don't react. And that usually comes with like either me just being really down, so I can't really be as excited for what's going on, even if I think it's really cool. Like when I'm doing the wrestling videos, FWF, when I'm doing that, it's a lot easier for me to react and stuff because I know what's going on, and I'm used to doing it. I've been doing it forever, so like even if I am down, I can still commentate over it, and everything will be fine. But when it's a new playthrough, maybe I'm doing something in Fallout, maybe something in UFC, I may not react as I normally would because I just don't feel it because I'm just in a really really shitty, either sad or just terrible mood, which sucks. And like, even in parties on PSN, like with my friends, I play with the same people all the time. I don't really like being around a lot of people at once. I prefer a small group of friends. And then when someone else tries to join that group, I don't out loud reject them, but I don't interact with them as much unless they're not talking. Then I feel the need to speak to them for some reason. But what's another example? I mean, I can go on about this forever. I tried to limit myself to about 10 minutes. If this is entertaining, I can tell more stories about this. I mean, honestly, I'm fine with doing that. Hang on. But yeah, I told you some stories about me being like a kid, like how I would get scared really easily. But as a teenager, um, like towards middle school days or whatever, I guess it would just be me kind of like trying to fit in, and I wouldn't fake laugh at anything unless like I knew like it was funny and I didn't want to do my real laugh, so I just kind of hold back so it's air quotes a fake laugh, you know. But when I get comfortable around people and then they start telling me like jokes and stuff, sometimes a joke won't even be that funny, like a pun or like just a really corny, cheesy joke, and I will just laugh hysterically like it was the funniest thing, but it wasn't, and that bothers people too. And I guess that's kind of why sometimes I don't hang out with certain people, because like I've gotten really good, at least I think I've gotten really good at being able to tell when I'm not wanted, when I'm not wanted around. And when I can tell that, I either be a dick or I just don't care. And I just continue doing what I want to do. That's just like, that might not even have anything to do with ADHD. That might just be me. That might be just something that I do, to be honest. And a lot of these things that I've been saying so far, maybe you can relate to. Here's one that I don't think anyone did. When I was a kid, I would just go outside and I would scream at the top of my lungs just to hear the echo of my scream all throughout the neighborhood. When I was at my grandmother's house, I didn't do that when I went to my parents' house because we had a dog when I was younger named Hubble, and we had to get rid of him because we moved or whatever. I'm not gonna get into that, but whatever. So we had to move, and then I couldn't have him anymore, which sucked. That sucked. But like whenever we had a pet, it was just like awesome, and like usually the pets liked being around me because they wanted to play, and then I had a ton of energy because of the hyperactiveness and whatever. Like basically, I guess if you know me personally, if you ever wanted to see what it's like when I'm hyperactive, just play any sport with me and then you'll know. Like I was terrible at basketball in middle school, but people like having me there because I was just so entertaining. Like I wasn't good at it, but my reactions when I would miss a shot or when I would like do anything was funny. Some people hated it, and some people just thought it was hilarious. But yeah. What else? What's another thing? I mean, when you're a teenager, you tend to lash out more at people. Like, I can't speak for the girls. Like, I don't know what it is that causes that. But for a dude, at least from what I've heard from multiple people who are older than me, that are also dudes, like my father, grandfather, uncles, whatever. Like they say, like as soon as you start getting boners, the whole world goes dark. Like everything just becomes just so bad or whatever. Like you start thinking everyone's against you. Sometimes you start to question yourself and everyone else around you, trying to understand everything. But like having that issue and then also having ADHD kind of stacks everything up and makes things a lot more hard to bear in some cases. Damn, my 10 minutes are almost, well, they actually are up, but like I got 5 seconds to go. I can make another video on this if you guys want, but thanks for watching and I'll see you later.